The Dempster Highway. We have made it. It leads to the top of the world, and I have been thinking about this, planning this for over 2 years, and we are finally there. We made it through the wildfires, the construction. The first 1 mile of this route is blacktop or solid pavement, and that ends right here. And we have 550 miles to go to get to the Arctic Ocean. It looks like the weather's going to be beautiful. Brinkley's been enjoying this trip, so have Corinne and I, obviously. Next service is 370 kilometers. Our gas tank and water tank better be full. So I am not a speed demon, especially on roads like this. Like I said, I've been planning this trip for over 2 years. And this drive, 550 miles up, 550 miles back, has really concerned me. It's something that we absolutely wanted to do, but I didn't really know what to expect. Watching YouTube channels just doesn't do it, especially since they don't show a lot of this. They don't show the different road. We have found just in the first day of traveling on this road that you turn a corner and the road is different. It goes from potholes to washboard to a perfect gravel road. And then the next corner, it's chipped gravel. And all I can think of is all of my preparation of making sure I know how to change a flat tire. I'm glad I prepared. It went from sunny to rainy in a matter of minutes, and there's another rainstorm. The topography was just so cool. You'd come around a corner and it would be thick forest. You'd go around another corner and it would be boreal forest with little teeny pine trees sticking straight up. And then you'd go around another corner and you'd get the glimpse of the Ogallala Mountains, or the Tombstone Mountains that start out our journey here. We were looking for a good pull-off. There were probably 20 of them in the first 50 kilometers. It was getting kind of late in the day. Even though it looks like the sun is up high, it's late in the day because up here the sun doesn't set. And this looks like as good a place as any. It's basically a gravel pit. So I got my drone out, and I'll tell you that every time I got the drone out up here, I was looking for one thing. I was looking for scenery, but I was looking for bears. I was looking for moose, caribou. I had the drone up at this site for over 20 minutes, and I've cut about 19 minutes of that out because I was just flying low above this wilderness over here across the road from us. One of the things I was nervous about with this road was the fact that it's built up and the sides are really sharp. And I thought, oh my gosh, what if we meet a tractor trailer coming 80 miles an hour toward us and we have to get off to the side of the road? Well, the road is built up because it's built on permafrost. So they don't want that permafrost to melt under the heat of the road. So it has to be elevated, but it's really in good shape. It's dirty, it's dusty. We've got some of the doors closed up with painter's tape, and that will prove invaluable. Well, good morning. It is another beautiful start to a beautiful day. The sun is out and it's hot. So we've made it to the Tombstone Interpretive Center, partway up the Dempster. Beautiful building. It's a green building, which is kind of cool out here. There's a river back behind us here. Still lots of snow up and about. In fact, there's snow in all directions. There's a moose on the fence here.
And an elk. That's an elk.
That is an elk, you're right.
Here, bud.
These are really cool. And here's the trail over to their organized campground, but I hear a creek. So we're gonna go investigate the creek. Very nice. I see all kinds of snow up there. It's the same snow in the last video. So we can hear the creek or river, but we can't really see it.
Okay, let's go this way.
And the tundra moss underfoot here is just soft and amazing. It's really cool. Corinne and Brinkley are over here. We're trying to find a way down to the river, but can't find one. We're now in grizzly territory, so we're being a little bit more cautious. We have bear spray in hand. Okay, I found the river, but you have to squint. Well, we found a little river flowing into a bigger one, or a little creek flowing into a bigger creek. Came across the bridge in the beautiful Tombstone Territorial Park, and you're greeted with this huge root display with a beautiful new spruce tree growing out of it, and then on the other side is the old tree. And I thought that was really cool how that's growing out of it here. There's the old tree that fell many, many years ago, I would think. And then a big old guy right next to it here, all the way up. Hey, look what we found. No swimming, Brinkley. Yay, we found the river and the mosquitoes. There is a herd of caribou that move through here on a yearly basis. There's also a herd of flies and mosquitoes, but I will not complain right now. We are very lucky, I'll tell you. You can hear the birds. So this is Tombstone Valley in the Tombstone Territorial Park, and it's named so because because of Tombstone Mountain, which First Nations used to say looked just like a headstone or a tombstone. That's a long ways down there. So we are there looking that way at Tombstone Mountain. And this ridge, on top of this ridge, is the Continental Divide. Pacific watershed from the Arctic watershed. Beautiful area. Oh my gosh. As we turn around, we get snow all around us. Hey buddy. There's snow left down here in the valley, huh? Wow. There's a parking lot up on top of the Dempster here, across from this lookout that we wanted to pull up into. There's a geocache up here. Oh, there comes one of the first big trucks we've seen. And even though we haven't had much rain, the dust isn't too bad. People were camped up here overnight, even though it clearly says
camping or overnight parking.
Oh.
Look at that rig.
We've started seeing a lot of really cool rigs up here. Many of them seem to be from Europe. We climbed up on the rocks across the road. And the view is just as stunning. We see down into the valley. There is snow down on the river still. And then as you go around, that's the river that we climbed down to just a little while ago. There's the interpretive center. And here comes a car, so you'll see this plumes of gravel, of dust. Not too bad, actually. One more view of Tombstone Mountain and the range. Oh, it's just incredible. I'm pretty taken by the Yukon so far. I hope Alaska lives up to its billing. Came around that corner to see this. Wow. We've continued to head north. Found a really cool pullout here. And again, send the drone up to see if I can spy some wildlife. And again, I've been skunked. Lots of snow and ice still out here. Pretty cool views. As we're driving up the Dempster, every once in a while there's a little pullout, and every once in a while there's a pullout with a few signs. Talking about the bird species. And over here we've got, let's see if I can zoom in. We've got a loon swimming. And then just across from the loon, we've got, I'm going to call them tundra swans, but I'm not quite certain what they are. They're beautiful. White bodies, reddish necks, and a black bill. Gorgeous area. Hey, who's joining me? All right. My two favorite traveling partners. Some of these mountains up here are very unique looking. And we're trying to spot grizzly bears. And then Corinne noticed movement on this hill up here. But it's pretty human. And then we'll see if I can spot him or not. There he is. He or she. And I hope you can see all of the bugs flying around. Giant horseflies. I don't know if they're horseflies, but wow, they're huge. This is what I envisioned when I envisioned this drive up here. And then we'll get to the Northwest Territories part that is flat and all. All the different rock formations that are just so incredible and unique. It changes around every corner. There's no good area out there. What's that? Okay, more information on the passenger in a couple of minutes here. This is Engineer Creek. We've just passed Engineer Campground. And the coloring is not really pollution. It's actually iron that has come from the iron-rich soils around here, mixed with oxygen, forming iron oxidizing bacteria, which breaks everything down and forms these colors. It's really a cool area. I wish I would have remembered to get my drone up. But enough about that. All right, we've got another pullout here, and time to introduce some people. As we were driving up the Dempster, we kept playing hopscotch with these three biker dudes, as we call them. Roger, Jared, and Lou from Vancouver. Really nice guys. And we passed by the campground, and they were standing off to the side with a young man. Turns out it's Xavier from Germany, and he needed a ride. He's got a job up in Inuvik, and he needs to get up there. And because of the fires over on the Klondike Highway, there aren't as many truckers coming through, and it's usually the truckers that pick up the hitchhikers, not the RVers. So we wanted to break the mold. So Brinkley's got a new friend for the next, well, it turns out for the next day and a half or so. But we had a great time, and it kind of changed things up a little bit. I really can't believe it, but this is the only good photo we got of the three guys. And that video of their helmets. The drunken boreal forest. The roots of the trees can only go a meter or so deep. The frost, the permafrost, heaves and moves around, which pushes their roots around, which makes them lean to the side and look like they're drunk. Goes on for about 50 kilometers here, but this was a pretty good example. Fires again? Are you kidding me? So, we had been driving for probably about 7 hours already today. We had picked up a new friend. Xavier was certainly enjoying the fact that he wasn't sitting along a hot highway getting eaten by mosquitoes. We were probably 50 kilometers or so away from our final daily destination in the Eagle Plains area, and this popped up out of nowhere. We hadn't seen any smoke. So this fire had just started. One of the clouds had come by last night and some lightning. And I got to be honest, we were fairly scared, concerned by this, because in 3 or 4 days we're going to have to be coming back through this area, and this fire is so close to the highway, we didn't know if the highway was going to be closed or not. So, very interesting situation. Ooh, that camper does not look level. There's the fire we just passed a little while ago. More on that later. Turning to the west, to the north, there's the road that we'll be on tomorrow when we can get gas, because right now there's no gas in Eagle Plains. So we're going to be stuck here, hopefully just for the night. And then there's another controversy. Corinne says this map says that because of a 1855 map, we are standing at the Arctic Circle, whereas I'm thinking tomorrow, after driving for about 30 kilometers, we're going to be at the Arctic Circle. So, kind of interesting. We will see. More on that to come as well. There's the campground with no hookups or anything for $30 a night. There's the hotel motel for $100 a night. And we are back here all by ourselves for free. I'll take that. So we are at the Great Eagle Plains Hotel. It's morning. We are on our way to Inuvik. We got gas. They opened the gas station up this morning. What a beautiful view. And the dust isn't too bad right away this morning. Our gas station, we had to take a picture of the gas pump so that they knew how much to charge us. That was pretty hilarious. The plume of smoke is back up from that fire we crossed by yesterday, but they're still in a monitoring stage, so we'll see about that. But we are on the way to the Arctic Circle, plus a couple of ferry crossings on the Peel River and the Mackenzie River. It's gonna be a fun day. All right, so I'm talking with a new friend here from Oregon. He's fixing his windshield that he cleaned in his shower last night. Hopefully he cleaned some other things in the shower. And I noticed the incredible breakfast that he's got here. That's some great breakfast, my friend.
You gotta have Pop-Tarts around the world.
You got it. What a way to ride, though. We have met so many awesome bikers on this trip so far. We've been hop, skipping, and jumping with some guys from Vancouver. We talked with them last night. That was a lot of fun. Yeah. So, all right.
This will be 1,164 miles of solid gravel.
Holy cow.
Non-stop gravel from the pavement at Dawson, where the last gas station thing was.
Yeah.
It's 1,164 to the ocean and back.
Wow.
All on gravel.
And there isn't any dust at all. No dust at all.
None at all.
Actually, right now we're looking pretty clean.
That doesn't show the dirt.
No, it's not too bad.
Some more today, though.
I think we will. All right, my friend, safe travels.
Yeah, you too, buddy.
All right, so we're heading out for Inuvik. We've got Xavier with us. Corinne is on flight attendant detail, handing out the cinnamon rolls and yogurt.
Thanks.
Good morning, world.
Brinkley is trying to.
Brinkley's living his best life because he's got a new pal to pay attention to him.
And there's your napkin, sir.
All right.
You don't drink coffee, so I can't.
Oh, jeepers. All right. We have made it to the real Arctic Circle. Corinne's out finding a geocache. Beautiful place here. Valley goes on forever, and there's snow all over the place and every little crevice. There we go. We'll learn a little bit about the Arctic Circle. Love this. Oh yeah, Northern Lights. Wouldn't it be incredible to be here in the winter, huh? It'd be cold. Land of the midnight sun. Well, I can tell you that I was awake at midnight last night, and so was the sun. It was incredible. You are here. Yes, we are. Now, I know that the Arctic Circle changes based on the rotation of the Earth. I don't know if it set it on this one thing over here or not, but I don't think it did. I think it changes by as much as 120 meters a year or a couple of kilometers or something like that. But the front of the rig is pretty dirty. I don't know if you can see it, but man, we need a wash. Okay, wow, the Arctic Circle. Definitely a bucket list item. And I can't describe the feeling we had getting here. It's incredible, this area. We have definitely left the trees and the forests behind. Much more tundra area up here, and things are certainly flattening out. We've picked up the Richardson Mountains, which are just beautiful. They kind of end up in the Northwest Territories in the Arctic Ocean, where we'll be in a couple of days. Hopefully we'll be camping in those. Probably not till the way back down the Dempster, though. But this is just such a spectacular area, and to be able to say that we've been to the Arctic Circle. Hopefully we'll be able to get Arctic Circle certificates, and we'll show you those on the way down. That'll be pretty funny. That's on our bucket list. But for now, enjoy the scenery here, and we will see you on the next video, which will take us to Inuvik, or Inuvik, not quite certain, and I've heard it pronounced both ways. Maybe we'll learn the correct way. And then up to Tuktoyaktuk, the top of the world. We'll also talk in the next video about why Corinne and I have chosen the Dempster instead of the Dalton. We won't be going up the Dalton Highway in Alaska, so we'll talk a little bit about that as well. Thanks for joining us. Safe travels to all of you out there, and we will see you in the next video from the top of the world.